All right, guys, good afternoon. Welcome aboard to the Aftermarket Recap. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thank you so much for taking time out of the day to join me today and every afternoon, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on the G.A.R Capital YouTube channel. Bottom right-hand corner of your screen, click on that white logo, turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel, like our videos, hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it as always. Let's get started. The Dow closed today up, turnaround Monday actually, usually Tuesday. Turnaround Monday, up 238 points for the Dow. The Nasdaq led the way, up 1.29% on the composite. S&P 500 up 0.57%. It's just a smidge below that 4,300 level. The VIX actually came down 4.22%. If you were watching our TikTok video, we posted on the Instagram stories as well regarding that VIX gap fill. We talked about that today. It was a good opportunity for the bulls to get into some action. We'll go over that here in a second. SPY up 0.58%, RSP, which is the equal weight ETF of the S&P, up only 0.3%. The reason being energy took a real big hit today. We'll go over that in a second. The dollar index gained 0.51%. IWM small caps up 0.61%, 193.85. 10-year yields did fall as well, 80 basis points, 2.826%. TLT, which is the 20-year bond ETF, up 1% today. So bonds definitely got some love today. Gold, GLD, 1.8% to the downside. Silver down 2.15%. Commodities all took a hit today. Investment grade credit went up 1.11%. High yield credit up 0.85%. And we could see here crude down 3.38%. That's actually off the lows. It was down as much as nearly 6% during the trading session today. Bitcoin futures did pop as well, 40,170 up 1.81%. And Ethereum is knocking on the door of that 3,000 level. So again, basically what we got today was really just some technical moves at the end of the day. Looks like a little bit of oversold levels in terms of QQQ. If we look at the S&P 500 futures on the daily, we're coming, this blue line, remove this. This is just open interest. What you're looking at here is really below every major moving average available to you. So again, you're not until 43.96, which is right around 4,400. Obviously, I mean, that's where you start really talking about breaking some kind of resistance. But again, Friday and Thursday's fall were very, very ugly. You're talking about 300-point downside move. So again, if we're looking at just measure moves, 42.52 seems to be that good resistance right here on the S&P futures, with 41.01 being the absolute biggest drop that we had since the Russian invasion lows. So we're taking a look here at 42.52 being our support. If you are playing long like we are, we did catch SPY today and some futures trades. Looking at it here, 42.52 is a good level of support. Right now, really your target, we have to go ahead and actually bring up the hourly instead, because really you have until 43.76, I believe, 43.76 or so. We'll go to the hourly to confirm. 43.71, excuse me. But you do have that 50-day right here. So 43.07, I believe we should tap overnight and then see if we could chop up a little bit, because we do have earnings coming as well. But seeing yields drop a little bit is nice. Seeing oil drop a little bit is kind of nice. Again, unless you're someone who's holding stocks in energy. Taking a look at the heat map today, Google up 3%. They report tomorrow. Microsoft as well reports tomorrow. Semiconductors getting some love. Apple also getting some love. I also have some calls. Again, anything tech today did pretty well other than Netflix, which just keeps getting beaten down. Verizon was downgraded today. Energy, again, big red here. Healthcare took a little bit of a hit. So again, just a little bit of rotation back into the high flyers. Communication services, technology, cyclicals, energy down 3%, materials down 1.67%. That's kind of screams a little bit of a deflationary rotation, let's just call it. Again, if we had energy, materials, utilities up, again, like we talked about, that's more reflation. That's what, in a higher inflation environment, those are the stocks you want to own. So again, taking a little bit of a step back from kind of what we're usually been seeing in the market in terms of inflationary headwinds. But again, a nice little bounce is all. Would I get too excited? Not really. But again, there is some the volatility is definitely your friend if you let it if you choose to be so. All right, what should we expect with tech earnings? Very difficult to say, but I can give you two that I believe will do the best. I believe Google and Microsoft will do well. I think Facebook more than likely will have some issues. Apple, I mean, that's a toss-up, but I'm hoping that they do well. Obviously, it's my largest single stock position, but I think I have more confidence in Google itself and Microsoft than I do Meta. That's for sure. Seeing what Netflix did, obviously with the Twitter stuff going on, I think Elon Musk finally bought the company. Let's see what Meta has to say on that conference call. But I think Google and Microsoft are going to be the best of breed. Let's just say Amazon, I'd probably put in the list with Meta. I don't know if they're going to do well at all. They're probably going to have some labor costs jump up with inflationary pressures. So Amazon may not be doing that great. Afternoon, Carlos, what are the levels you would watch for puts on Kale? Kale's Coca-Cola. They had a nice day today, up nearly 1%. If you're going for puts here, depends on the time you're looking at. Daily, gonna have to get out of that. If you're going just by the hourly, I would say right if you can break below 64.62, which is your 200-day moving average, seems to be we kind of respecting that 100. Maybe if you kind of give yourself a little room, maybe 65, you can do puts, but I don't see it kind of breaking that at all. Do you use SMA or EMA? It's DMA, daily moving average. What are your thoughts on the Verizon downgrade? Verizon's fine. Again, if you own it, it's just for the yield at the end of the day. And yeah, it does move back and forth here and there. In about a year, it's went from 59 to 50. So you could see it's kind of had a little bit of a move. But if you stretch it along the timeline, again, let's go to a 3-year period. We can go to a max period. You could see it's just pretty much kind of stuck in a range. You're going to kind of be stuck here between 56 and possibly 49. That's pretty much it. Again, you're owning it just for the dividend. Thoughts on AMD earnings coming up? Their earnings, I believe, comes in May next week. I don't see that they report this week. But looking at AMD here, we can see that AMD is looking at the daily, well, technically at support, even though we kind of broke it. Really, the last gasp of support is maybe 84.69. Again, you could see this whole round trip move, but I think below 80 would be great. I've been buying AMD as I go along as well. I believe in the company. I definitely want to see what Lisa Su has to say. It's a lot of upfill gaps on AMD. They could do something special on that conference call. Maybe some more buybacks. I'll cross my fingers. Let's see. All right, guys. So a lot of things coming tomorrow. We have a lot of earnings. So keep it locked on Twitter. Keep it locked on TikTok, Instagram, and of course here on YouTube. Appreciate you guys as always. Have a great rest of your afternoon. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.